What's going on, guys? Today I'm bringing you my predictions for the 2020 NHL playoffs. Now, I actually did this a few months back before we even knew what the format was going to be. Unfortunately, that did not go too well. The Edmonton Oilers with Chicago Blackhawks. This is definitely the easiest pick for me, as it should be. It's 5 versus 12. I have the Edmonton Oilers taking this one. The Pittsburgh Penguins versus Montreal Canadiens. This one, kind of like the Edmonton-Chicago one, I think is a pretty easy pick, as it should be. 5 versus 12. I'm going to go Pittsburgh. As you can see there, I made some pretty bad picks. I think I went like 2 for 8. In the qualifying round.
You suck!
So I'm hoping I can do a little bit better this time around. Of course, we'll be using the NHL Bracket Challenge to fill out our bracket, so haven't done this yet. New this year, so of course we know that the matchups will be reseeded based on ranking opposed to just based on the conference. So I think that's honestly going to make it a lot more fair. Once you get to the conference finals, though, it doesn't matter at that point. So I guess we'll start off here, guys, with the Western Conference. Vegas versus Chicago. I thought for sure Edmonton was going to take out Chicago, but they proved me wrong. Now, Vegas, I think, is a lot tougher opponent. I feel like Vegas gets it done. Of course, the 1 seed there coming out of the round-robin games. It'll look to be the best team in the West. I feel it'll be too much for Chicago. Then you have Colorado, Arizona. I'm not going to lie, looking at the brackets that other people were doing, I feel like Arizona's probably the team being picked the least. So if they somehow pull off the upset win against Colorado, I think pretty much everyone's bracket will be ruined. But I'm one of the people also picking Colorado. I think they're going to make a deep, deep run in the playoffs this year. Then you have Dallas and Calgary. Now, I thought Calgary looked pretty good against Winnipeg. Dallas didn't look the best in the round robins. I think this is probably the first upset I'm going to pick. I'm going to go with the Canadian team there, Calgary over Colorado. Now you can see they have Calgary versus Colorado, but that could change based on who we have winning here, St. Louis, Vancouver. I'm not going to lie, too. I think I saw a lot more people picking Vancouver than St. Louis. Now, that might just be because I follow too many Canucks fans or whatever, but I feel like you can't put too much stock in the round-robin games, as they didn't mean as much as the actual play-in games, as those ones, if you lost, you're eliminated from the playoffs, or didn't even make the playoffs, depending on how you look at it. The round-robin games were just for seed, and I feel like the teams weren't trying quite as hard. So I think St. Louis is still, a heavy favorite in the West, and I think they get it done there against the Vancouver Canucks, which, as you can see there, makes Calgary play Vegas, Colorado play St. Louis. For all these matchups, too, you can look at the statistics, but I think the most important thing might be the season series, where which team did better. Doesn't even show that here. It's just goals per game, goals against, it's just their stats, but it doesn't actually show how they did in terms of the matchups. And I'm pretty sure in every single matchup, the edge there goes to the higher seeded team, which makes sense. They did better the regular season. They're going to have, better stats per game, power play, penalty kill, whatever. Now moving on to the Eastern side, we have the Philadelphia Flyers and the Montreal Canadiens in first matchup. Montreal's another big surprise. I thought Penguins were going to go all the way and win the Stanley Cup in my predictions. So Montreal completely ruined that for me. Now they're going up against the Philadelphia Flyers, who probably were the best team in the round robin, including the Western Conference. Of the 8 teams, I thought Philly just looked so good. So kind of like Chicago, I feel like they're going to get stopped here. If they beat Philly, I'll be shocked, to say the least, because even though they beat Pittsburgh, they didn't do it too dominantly. I think they won every single game by a goal. Didn't really dominate Pittsburgh, I thought. So Philly, should take out Montreal here. Now Tampa-Columbus, we have a rematch of last year's first round. We all remember what happened. Tampa Bay up by 3 goals. Columbus comes back, wins that first game, then sweeps them in 4. So what's going to happen in the rematch? Obviously, Columbus coming off a win against Toronto in the best series of the play-in. The only one to go 5 games. I thought they looked pretty good there. Obviously, Toronto has a high-power offense similar to Tampa Bay. I think Tampa Bay has a bit better defense. Also, you could argue a bit better goaltending in Vasilevsky. But they could be without Stamkos the entire series, which is a huge loss, although they're pretty used to playing without Stamkos. And Columbus, I thought, looked really good in the Toronto series. Honestly, I'm going to go with another upset here. I'm going to take the Blue Jackets to, again, take out the Tampa Bay Lightning in the first round. I feel like maybe Columbus knows what it takes to beat them from last year. They can be in their head. I don't know. I like the Blue Jackets in that series. Now, Washington, New York Islanders, this is another one. I think could go either way. There's a chance John Carlson's not playing. Obviously, best defenseman in the league this year, showing the Norris Trophy. New York Islanders have the former Capitals coach in Barry Trotz. I feel like he might know what it takes to shut down Ovechkin. I thought Islanders looked really good in that Panthers series. I always bet against the Islanders. I think they had them knocked out in the first round the last couple years. And I feel like I got to learn from that. I got to go with the Islanders here. Barzal's my boy, so I got to go for him. And like I said, I thought the Islanders looked pretty good in the play-in against Florida. Washington just looked okay, so we'll see what happens there. Again, I think that's a 50-50. Now, this one here is interesting. Boston, Carolina. Boston, President's Trophy winner, drops down to the 4 seed as they won 0 games in the round robin. Again, though, I don't think you can put too much stake in the round robin. Obviously, if a team looked absolutely terrible, keep that in mind. Now, Boston, they lost every game, but I don't think they got, blown out ever or looked too terrible. Again, they're not playing for too much. I see a lot of people taking Carolina here, and I think the reason for that is the round robin, but Boston was the President's Trophy winner for a reason. They're the best team during the regular season by far. That was months ago. You look at the hedge there, it's Boston by far. Like, they got all the best stats in those categories. I think Boston bounces back here from the play-in and beats Carolina. Carolina, of course, the only team to actually sweep their play-in, so you got to favor that in as well. Going to be a good series, but I like Boston a lot more on paper. Goaltending, defense, you could give the edge to Carolina. Offense, I think Boston's got a lot more depth there. So if that top line gets going, Pastrnak, Marchand, and Bergeron, they should be able to win that series. So second round here, guys, we got Vegas, Calgary. Again, I took Calgary over Dallas because I thought Dallas just looked okay. I thought Calgary was looking pretty good. I like Vegas, though. I think they're the 1 seed for a reason. Got a lot of depth. And honestly, the big thing for me in this matchup is the goaltending. I'm not a big believer in Riddick, which is why I almost took Dallas in the first round. But I feel like even if Bishop plays well, I just still like Calgary as a whole better. But in the Vegas series, I think goaltending, I don't know if it's going to be enough there. So going with Vegas. Now, the next one, you have Colorado, St. Louis. Honestly, if it wasn't for reseeding, this could be the conference finals. Actually, these are probably the 2 teams I like the best in the West. So as it turns out, they're in the semifinal matchup. St. Louis defending Stanley Cup champions. I like Colorado a lot this year. I'm going to go Colorado. I think, they're healthy now. Landeskog's back. Rantanen's back. McKinnon's an MVP candidate. I feel like they're getting good goaltending from Grubauer. Again, I just really like Colorado this year. Now you have Philadelphia Flyers, Columbus Blue Jackets. This is going to be another really good matchup. Again, Columbus is kind of my dark horse team here in these playoffs. Going up against the red-hot Philadelphia Flyers, though. Again, without a doubt, the team that's looked the best since we returned to play. Can Columbus keep up this Cinderella story here against the Flyers? I'd like them to, but I don't think they're able to do it. Philadelphia just looked too good. Then you have the Boston Bruins versus New York Islanders. Kind of a similar story here. I feel like the Boston Bruins are going to be too much for the Islanders. Like I mentioned before, I feel like they're the President's Trophy winner for a reason. Don't want to put too much stock into those 3 round-robin games. I see Boston moving on to play the Flyers in the Eastern Conference Final. So Vegas, Colorado there, I think is a really good matchup. 2 of the best teams in the West by far. But like I said, Colorado's the team I think is going to come out of the West this year. So going with the Avalanche, I feel like their defense is a lot better with the emergence of Ryan Graves. Makar's a stud, getting decent goaltending. I like them to represent the Western Conference. Now you have the Philadelphia Flyers versus Boston Bruins. Basically the best team since we returned to play versus the best team of the regular season prior. Who's going to kind of win that matchup? Again, we've only got 3 games from Philly. We have 70 games from Boston. I feel like, they might even have a bit of a chip on their shoulder going 0-3 in those round robin. I like Boston to kind of show everybody why they're the President's Trophy winner. I think that'll be a great series, though. Probably 7 games, but again, Boston, they're the best team in the regular season for a reason. I think they'll show that in these playoffs. So now you have the Stanley Cup Final here, Colorado versus Boston. Great matchup for sure. I kind of see this as like the young guns versus the veterans, as Colorado's average age is probably so much lower than Boston's. So who is going to come out on top here? Honestly, I'm thinking about it like as I'm doing this video. I don't know. I think like both top lines are 2 of the best top lines in the NHL. If they both go top heavy, Landeskog, McKinnon, Rantanen for Colorado, Marchand, Bergeron, Pastrnak for Boston. Defensively, I feel like, it's pretty even. Makar and Krug kind of trade off there in terms of that offensive production. Boston maybe has a slight edge just because, Chara is Chara. McAvoy. Goaltending. Raskin, Halak. I feel like that's a bit better of a tandem than Grubauer and Francouz. And I think, goaltending is huge in the playoffs. Boston won the William Jennings. Could that be the decider? Again, I'm doing this on the fly. I'm going to go Boston Bruins. I think they're going to come back. They're going to show everyone why they won the President's Trophy. So right there, guys, you have it. My 2020 Stanley Cup Playoff predictions. Enter total goals scored in Stanley Cup Final. We'll say it goes 7 games. And we'll say it averages 5.5 goals a game. That's usually around what it is. So I'm just going to play the odds. What is that? 27.5. So we'll call it 28 goals. So you know what? I'm turning 26 this year on the 26th. Let's call it 26 goals. So there you go, guys. My predictions. Am I going to be right? Probably not. I'm just hoping I can do a little bit better than 2 for 8 in the play-in, which is what my last predictions were. I feel like I can't do worse than that, but you never know. Maybe I go 0 for 8 and I just never make another one of these videos again. But those are my predictions, guys. Let me know your predictions in the comment section below. Also, guys, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do that. If you enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up. And as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. Have a nice day. Goodbye.